Good morning, welcome to Dressing Table Diaries. I'm Katie and I got little helper today. Say hi.
Hi.
And I have my other little girlie over there on the floor. So today I'm going to talk about living with children with allergies. This little one has just got a lactose intolerance, so, and actually she's pretty much grown out of it, so it's not too bad, but as a baby, you know, we had the whole silent reflux, and it was related to the lactose intolerance, so I'm having to use toilet roll today because I've run out of pads, and it was just, you know, a nightmare until she was about 3 months old. I just thought that's what babies were like, you know, uncomfortable, and they say colic, and I hate the word colic. Colic is just a word for, we don't know what's wrong with your baby, so they cry a lot.
Mommy,
Yes, darling.
I love you.
I love you too. So, but at 3 months old, I just thought this isn't stopping. This, you know, is meant to have got better by now. Yes, darling. I love you too. Yeah, but by 3 months, you love Lily as well. That's kind. By 3 months, it hadn't got better, and I just suddenly thought, you know, I need to do something. So I just Googled and Googled. I love Google. I'm addicted to Googling everything and everything. And I realised that her green frothy poos were a sign of lactose intolerance. So I was still breastfeeding at that point, so I just cut out dairy, and she was magically better. She suddenly was sleeping. She'd never napped in the day at all, ever. In 3 months, she'd never napped. So suddenly she was napping in the day. She was more comfortable. She would sleep in her own Moses basket, whereas she'd been sleeping with us. And she wasn't excessively feeding anymore. Her poos returned to normal. So, and that was it. So when it came to, I gave up breastfeeding at about 5 months. She went on to comfort milk, which has got reduced lactose. So, and that was enough for her. It wasn't very severe. And then at 1, when she came off formula, she went on to the lacto-free products, which are great. They do cheeses and creams and the milk. So she still has that on her cereal now. Although I do wonder, probably I could give her normal milk and see how she goes, because her tummy might have got over it by now, since she's nearly 3. We're just getting a habit, you know. That's what she has, so that's what she has. But so yeah, and then, you know, the next baby comes along and you think, oh, this one will be normal. But no, 3 weeks in, we realised that the same was happening. It was the same sort of symptoms. Oh, I don't want that yet. Oh, I need my moisturiser first. You are being very noisy over there. Do you want to go and get her a quieter toy to play with? The same symptoms, you know, she wasn't sleeping, she was just, but it seemed worse this time, but then I couldn't, you know, you just don't remember. It had been 2 years. I couldn't really remember, you know, what it had been like before. So, you know, we just sort of carried on for a bit, but I knew in my heart of hearts, I knew there was something wrong with her. Oh, that's great. So, yeah, at 3 weeks, I thought, well, okay, if it's lactose sane, then... Pardon? No, darling.
Why?
But you can have some on your hands, but not on your face, darling.
Why?
Because it might go in your eye. So I cut out lactose and I started having the lacto-free products along with her. So, but nothing changed, and I just thought, oh, I just thought this just isn't working. And then you know, we tried that for a good, you know, a couple of weeks. About 7 weeks, my milk dried up, which was just, well, at the time, I was relieved because she wasn't latching on properly. She was feeding all the time. You know, more than, I mean, I know newborn babies feed a lot, but this was all the time. What's the matter with you?
Nothing.
Well, go and play in your room if you don't have to sit here.
I don't want to.
Well, you're being a bit funny, being a bit like you're bored. And if you're bored, you can go somewhere else, darling. You don't have to sit here. Yeah, just one Sunday I woke up and she was trying to latch on and there literally was just nothing coming out. And I'd felt over the last few days that she hadn't been getting anything. So yeah, I just thought, well, now what, you know? But yeah, I was relieved because I was just fed up with breastfeeding. I'd had mastitis, I'd had thrush, you know, it hurt, I'd had lacerated nipples, the most awful time. So I just thought, well, fine, I'll go on to formula, but then that presents itself with the problem, well, what formula? Be gentle with her. So I thought, well, maybe we'll try again with the lactose-free stuff. So you can buy lactose-free formula from Boots or wherever. She's all right. Well, actually, she might pull that down. Who are you laughing at? Who are you laughing at? There you go. You go there. Before she pulls the whole clothes horse down on herself. So it's so difficult to concentrate when you have children in the room. Normally they're downstairs being occupied, but we tried the lactose-free stuff again on actual formula this time rather than me breastfeeding, having lactose-free products, and nothing. It was no change. So I went to the doctor about 7.5 weeks and said, well, now what do I do? Where do I go from here? And he said to try soya. So I just thought, fine, I'll give it a go. And within one feed, you know, I gave her a feed at sort of 4 o'clock and she fell asleep. She fell asleep, she stayed asleep, and there was none of the normal colicky symptoms in the evening. She was settled, whereas before it'd be about 20 minutes after her bottle, she'd just be writhing around in pain. There was none of that, and I just thought, a miracle has happened here. So I thought, fine, that's it, she can be on soya. And then I again have to Google everything and know what's going on, and I was reading that it's not good to give babies under 6 months soya milk unless there is no other option. What are you doing?
I'm breathing.
You're breathing, but you're staring, you've gone crazy. You've gone crazy. So she had soya, you know, maybe from the Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then on the Monday I made an appointment and I just went back and said, look, it has worked, so we know it's not just lactose, it's a dairy element. Remove the dairy, she is fine. And but I'm not happy her being on soya. So I know, it's okay, she's just trying to crawl, aren't you? Yes, you are.
Little things.
And so he prescribed her Neocate. And so we had that for a few days, and he said report back after a few days and see how she's getting on. And she was absolutely fine. But when I went back in, he was like, oh, well, it's very expensive. We'll put her on Nutramigen instead. And I just thought, fine, you know, if Nutramigen is the same. But for goodness sake, just because of money. But, you know, but luckily Nutramigen has worked, and she's been on that now, well, since she was 8 weeks old, and now she's nearly 7 months old. So she's sliding all around, isn't she? And there's not been anything. So, which is great. The only other thing is she also has severe reflux, which she had. People associate that with bottle feeding. Oh, if you breastfed, you wouldn't have that. Well, no, she had it for the full 7 weeks that I was breastfeeding. She would projectile vomit up the whole feed. And so, yeah. So she's been on Gaviscon since she was about a month old. She was put on infant Gaviscon, and now she has it in her bottles, which is actually much easier because trying to give it breastfeed first, then the tiniest amount of water to dissolve the sachet, and trying to bottle feed a breastfed baby was a nightmare. So when she went over to bottles, it was, I was relieved, which is a shame because I had a positive breastfeeding experience first time round, but this time I was glad for it to be over. She's learning to crawl, and we've got laminate floors, and she's just sliding all around. It's so funny. But yeah, so she has severe reflux, which it's improved bottle-wise. At one point, she was up to 2 sachets per bottle, but now she's just 1 sachet, and actually sometimes I think, I'll leave one out and see how she gets on, and she is fine. So it's definitely improving with her bottle feeds, but Gracie, you don't need to scream. But it has caused its own problems with weaning. We were advised, because of the severe reflux, that to do early weaning, because the solid food would sit in the stomach, and that would, help. It wouldn't be able to come back up. No, I'm not finished with that.
Oh, yeah.
But actually it made it 1,000 times worse. We gave her some, what was it? It was some pear, and she loved it. That's the sad thing. She really, really loved it. But within an hour or so, she was really uncomfortable, writhing around, until she brought the whole lot up. And it wasn't even normal refluxy sick. No, darling, because you get makeup all over your hands. You can find that green thing for me. I've still been looking for that green eye pen. So, have a look in this box for me and see did you put it back in there, or where's it gone? I need it. So yeah, it was the most upsetting kind of sick. It was proper retching. I guess because it's solid, she had to, whereas milk normally just comes up. There's no trauma to her. It just flows back up. But with solid food, it really did upset her, and was proper sick. Like when you've had a night out kind of sick. So I thought, well, I'm not putting her through that. It's just not worth it. So we didn't wean early, and just thought, I've heard so many times the phrase food is fun until they're one, and I think hearing that makes, because I was thinking, but she's, the first time I did it, by 6 months she was already eating food, or by 4 months she was eating, but, properly. And, thank you. I want the green one. but yeah, food is fun until they're 1. I think it just made me calm down a little bit and realise she's gaining weight at a rapid rate. She's nearly 20 pounds and she's only 7 months old. I don't think G was... Wow, I think she was probably about 1 before she was 20 pounds. Oh, that's sad. That's really sad. I need it. Make my eyes feel better. No, I don't want the red one, thank you. Fine. I just can't concentrate at all. I mean, I'm tired anyway. It's hard to, you know. Food is fun until they're 1. What was I going to say next? So, we've waited for baby-led weaning, which is fine. But I have no idea what I'm doing. If anyone has any experience with baby-led weaning, please share any tips that you can give me. She's almost 7 months now. She's showing an interest in food. She will pick things up and just hold them. She puts things to her mouth, but she doesn't really eat anything. Just by chance, she might swallow a grain of rice or something. But generally, it's just touching it at the moment, which is fine. I'm not in any rush. I really, you know, it doesn't matter. But it's been more, what do I do when she is ready? What on earth do I give her? One, I don't know about baby-led weaning at all anyway, so even if she was normal, I still would be like, well, what do I give her? You know, sort of getting over that mental block of you just give them anything, give them a sandwich, give them a bit of fruit, you know, whatever. I don't know. Don't touch whatever it is. Oh, it's an eye pencil. You can't have it in your eye though, you might poke your eye out. So I let my hair dry naturally yesterday and it's gone, I don't know if you can see, but it's naturally quite no, look, you can see that kink. That is mine now. It used to be poker straight, is that the word I've phrased? And pregnancy has made my hair go a bit wavy. Oh, that's for your lips, that one. Makes them all tingly if you want to put that one on. I know you're crawling. So yeah, it's sort of getting my head round the fact that she can eat anything, but then it's thinking, oh, but it has to be dairy free. So, you know, to be honest, I make everything from scratch, so it's not that difficult. It's more in my head. The problems are in my head, because really, you know, spaghetti bolognese was only the cheese that you sprinkle on top that's dairy. Other than that, it's just, you know, tin tomatoes and whatever. So I've just been giving her whatever we've been having, and again, not like she's actually eaten anything. Yes, darling? Huh? Okay. Yeah. So last night, what did we have? Sausage and mash. So I bought some Vitalite. Although actually no, Tesco's didn't have any Vitalite. They substituted me with Pure, which is a dairy-free spread. So that went into the mash. So she was able to have the mashed potato, which she smeared everywhere. Okay. I gave her some sausage, but I think that just went on the floor. I took the skin off and just gave her the sausage meat. And we had sweet corn with it, so she had sweet corn in the mashed potato. So
me?
Well, you had it too. You ate yours all up like a good girl. What's the matter? Can you just pull her out from there, because she's gonna pull it all on top of it. I'm gonna just plait my hair today, I think. it's all curly. Just so odd. My hair, never, ever was curly at all. It was so straight, and I used to wish I had curly hair. Not that it's curly now, but it's wavy, and I just think, bring back my straight hair. We're not going out, so it doesn't really matter. Oh, you're fed up? Hang on then. Hang on. Hang on then. Come on. You want to come say hi, do you? Say hi. Stand up then. Look at her snotty nose. She's had a cold for the past... I know, I'm sorry. There. There she is. Say hi. Who's that?
Me.
Who's that there? Who is it?
Me.
What?
I want to do that.
Well, I'm ready, and as you can see, I have my hands full. So, yeah, I'm doing 2 seconds, my angel, and we'll go downstairs. Okay. You've had a turn already. Can you go and find yourself some socks? Okay. Yeah, I've started a weaning diaries on my blog. So if you want to follow our journey, I've done one post already, that was last month, and then this weekend I'm gonna start writing up this month's one. The first one was just sort of talking about the fact that, early weaning didn't work, whereas this month I'll talk about all the different foods that she's been offered, not that she's really eaten any, and we went to the dietitian yesterday, and I got the okay to give her soya milk in cooking, she just talked me through weaning, to be honest with you. She probably thought, oh, what a, idiot. Half the things she was telling me would be told to a parent of a normal child anyway. But sometimes you just do need someone to talk you through it, to go, give them a bit of broccoli, give them a sandwich. Oh, yeah, good idea, because if you don't know what you're doing, even though really it's just feed them anything, it's still, you need someone to give you ideas, because I'm stuck in I have Weetabix for lunch and a sandwich for, Weetabix for breakfast, sandwich for lunch, same old, so I need to mix it up, and, we're having quiche for lunch today, so she can have that, because I'll use, although actually, no, I haven't got any. I could make her own quiche with her stinky Nutramigen, and she can have that, and eggs, she's fine with eggs. She had a little bit of egg the other day and there was no reaction, so no egg allergy, thank goodness. So yeah, if you want to follow our journey on weaning, then just take a look at my blog, and I'll put the link below to the first post maybe, so you can see. But yeah, I best go and get on with our day. Not doing anything today. Pardon? You're all floppy? Oh, your socks are all floppy. So have a nice day, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.